Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J, and we are back with Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval, Season 4, Episode 20, The Point of No Return. This episode was, I don't know what it was, but you know what? I just didn't have a lot to say about this episode. So I'm just going to give you my quick recap, give you my 2 cents about it in the review, and we're going to be done with it. But before we get started, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, please take a moment now, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, let's get started. So it starts with Alonso. He's at the pharmacy pretending to arrest Dale and then running off with the drugs, just as I told y'all he was going to do, right? Didn't I tell y'all he's going to do that? I didn't like how he did that, though, and scared the daylights out of Dale, who is completely innocent in all of this, putting a gun to his head and stealing all the drugs. You could have just taken 1 or 2 packs, but you took all of it. And that was ridiculous for him to go through that, asking for ID and all that. It just annoyed me. So then we have Priscilla. She shows up to Richard and Nancy's house, and he fills her in on what's going on with Nancy. He leaves for the White House to talk to Sam. Then Priscilla sits with Nancy, and Nancy tells her that Barry is dead. And so then Nancy starts laughing and telling Priscilla that the highest healed her. And she said, "You want to see?" And she started running up and down the steps. And, she was saying like she don't have her asthma anymore. And Priscilla got nervous and asked her to come back and sit down on the couch. And Nancy just kept running up and down the steps, running up and down the steps. And Priscilla was like, "Oh, my Lord." Then they show Richard. He gets to the White House and speaks to Sam, and he fills Sam in on what they did to Nancy. Richard wants to go there to the Rakadushis, and Sam is telling him that the FBI is all over it and that the informant told him that Barry is not in there. Sam tells him also that the man is insane, talking about the highest, and he will kill everyone in there if Richard shows up. And didn't that highest tell Richard not to show up, that if he or his wife or anybody else showed up, that they would kill everybody and start with the children first? Richard is just he's so, I don't know, he's just dense in the head. And he tells Sam that, that the highest told him that Barry was dead. And Richard gets mad at Sam and wants him to do something. And Sam's like, "I'm sorry." He said, "I don't need your sorry." He said, "I need you to do something." He said, "Go to hell." I was like, oh. Now you blaming Sam for it? This ain't Sam's fault. Sam is like, "I'm trying to help you as best I can." But anyway, then it goes to Alonso. He comes back to Alan's office and he lets him know that he got the drugs, and he tells him it's a nice little operation they got going on there. He's smirking and stuff, and he asks, "So who's the dealer?" And Alan says, "I don't know." And he's like, "Oh, you don't know?" Okay. He's like, "I've never been there." Then he told him to Alan told Alonso just to give Hunter the drug that's named Jacob Starwell. Because see, Alonso didn't even know the difference. He's taking all the drugs. He don't even know what he's doing. And then Alan gets a call. After Alonso leaves, Alan gets a call from Antonio letting him know that he gave him some strong drugs. And he's like, "Okay, cool, thanks, got it." Then they switch over to Max and Bobby, who are fussing again like husband and wife. Oh my God, they get on my nerves. And Max is trying to once again to talk some damn sense into Bobby and talk him out of doing something stupid, which is having sex with Priscilla. And Bobby's getting upset. And Max is telling him, "You need to go in the boxing ring to work out that stress." And Bobby starts getting on Max and explaining that he needs ass to work out his stress. And he's yelling, "That's what I need. I need ass." And Eli walks out of his office just in time to hear him saying that. Then he slaps Bobby on the arm and said, "Okay, I know you guys got lives out of here. Let's get you home so you could go get you some ass." I said, "Oh," and Bobby's like apologizing, and they all leave. And now they have Victoria going into Donald's office, and Alan is in there, and she's looking for Donald, and then starts on Alan for not killing her husband. And at that moment, Kyle walks in looking for Donald, and Victoria dismisses Alan and asks Kyle what's going on. He don't want to tell her, but he finally tells her that they think they found Jason in Virginia, and he needs to speak with the chief of staff to get authorization. And Victoria's like, "You have it, but he's like, "No, I have to speak with, Donald in person." So she's like, "Whatever." So then we are now in the Oval, and scary Alonso, he's tough on this little punk behind the, register with Dale, but then he's scary Alonso when he with the president. And so he's peeping inside, and he tells Hunter that, he has the drugs here for him, but Victoria's coming. And Victoria comes in behind him and overhears Hunter saying, "You got it?" And Victoria wants to know what Hunter is asking Alonso did he get. And Alonso is saying he don't know. And Hunter tells Alonso to leave, and Victoria's telling him to stay and answer her. And Hunter finally said, "I'm the president." And he told Alonso, "Get out, get out." And then she tells Hunter about Jason, and Hunter thinks she's lying, and he throws her out of the Oval as well, and told Alonso not to let her back in there. Then Alonso, he called Alonso back in, and Alonso gave him the Coke and left out the Oval, but not before Hunter said, "Be prepared that we're going out again tonight." And Alonso's like, "Okay." Now we have Max and Bobby walking Eli back to his residence, and he gets inside, and Simone and himself, they talk, and Eli lets her know that the first lady called him and that he doesn't want Simone to meet with her. And Simone said she knew that Victoria would call him, and said that, that biatch is playing hopscotch while I'm playing chess. And I said, "Oh, excuse me, I never heard that." I was like, "You better go ahead, Simone." So she tells Eli that he is naive and doesn't even know when a woman is trying to get at him. She told him she trying to get him in bed and stuff. And he's like, "I love you, and she can't get me in bed and all that stuff, but I don't want you to meet with her." And he tells her to look at the bigger picture. And Simone is like, "I'm not like you. I'm meeting with her and everything will be fine." He's like, "Okay." And he's upset about it. Then Donald gets home, and Lily's sitting on the couch, and she asks him, why did he destroy that officer's life? And she says, he's a vindictive little biatch, is what she called Donald, because Donald's like, "Why are you even asking me if you know how I am anyway?" So then Donald wants to know, how does she know what he did? And she admits that she had given her number, to the officer because he was a nice guy who wanted to help. And Donald said he just wanted to screw you. And then he asked, "Where's Big Bad Bobby at?" Is he coming to save you too? Who's coming to save you? Is this guy? So anyway, at this moment, Kyle arrives, and he needs to speak with Donald in private about David. And they go into the garage, and Lily tries to listen to the door, but she really can't hear anything. So they learn that Kyle comes and tells him that David is a Green Beret and does private work sometimes. And Donald's like, "Yeah, that's all well and good," but he wants to know if they know where Jason is. And he says they think they know, and he needs a strike team. Then Kyle admits that he wants to do another drone strike, and Donald's like, "Oh, hell no," because Congress is still on our asses about the last one. I guess that was the one when they did the house where Bobby and Max were. Anyway, so Donald gives him permission for everything that he needs to find the boy, and he tells Kyle dead, not dead or alive. Then Kyle is like trying to kiss him, talking about how, he get excited when they talk about killing. And Donald told him what gets him excited is when you kill somebody. So Donald stops him from trying to kiss him and tells him to go now and find a kid. Then we have Officer Haller. He's calling Lily and telling her that he is not getting his pension because of Donald, and he is pissed and wants to talk to Donald. And Lily tells him that he needs to just drop it and leave them alone. Then Officer Haller is like, "No, what about that other guy that was there, Kyle?" And she's like, "You don't want to mess with them, I'm telling you now." And so he said, "I'm coming there." And she tells him he don't want to do that. It'll be a big mistake. And she said, "I'm really sorry." And she said, I gotta go. And she hung up because she could hear Donald coming. So then Donald was inquiring about who was on the phone. Is that another one of your boyfriends and all this stuff? And Lily told, him that all of these deeds that he's doing is going to catch up with him one day. And so she told him that he was a devil, and that one thing about being a devil, there's a bigger one. And he says, "Oh no, there's no devils bigger than me." And she was like, "Yeah, okay." And then it ends with Kareem. he still has Sharon on the floor, and he's holding her, and she's trying to scream for help. And then you hear knocking at the door. Is everything okay? And it's Antonio telling Kareem to go his behind her damn work. He knows what today is. And Kareem told him to get away from my door, get away. And he's holding Sharon's mouth closed, and she's like, she's trying to get up talking. Antonio leaves, and Sharon calms down a bit, and Kareem lets her go, and they're still on the floor, and he's telling her that she can't leave because she's going to go to the police. And she said, what difference does it make if you didn't do anything? She said, because he said, I'm a black man here, and they're going to arrest me. They don't care. They're going to arrest me. She said, why does it matter? They shouldn't be arresting you if you didn't do anything. She said, I can't believe you have a dead body back there. And he told her, I don't have a body back there. We moved it. She said, we. And then he said, no, I moved it. I moved it. Sharon's like, you're lying. And then they start fighting again. She's trying to get out of there. She's running. She kicks him in the nuts, it looks like, or in his crouch, wherever it is. And she somehow gets to the door, and then she's trying to get out. And then she picked up the bat that fell in front of the door. And she picks up the bat, and he comes at her. She turns around and swings and hits him and knocks him the freak out. And that's how it ended, y'all. So anyway, that was the most exciting part of the whole damn show. I got to tell you, the last minute and a half was the most exciting part. I'm going to say 2 minutes, because we did have that part with Antonio knocking on the door. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I'm willing to hear it. Maybe I missed something that I should have been excited about. I don't know. Anyway, this your girl Barbie J saying, I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.